Hello everyone, welcome back to our English Language 2 course, Unit 6, Sports Cheats. So in this section we will be dealing with sports, okay? But sports cheats, what does this refer to? Are you familiar with people who cheat in sports? In this unit, we will be dealing with some sports vocabulary, learn some new words and phrases, also do a little bit of word formation. We'll also deal with reading and listening for gist mainly, afterwards text analysis and discussion, and finally we'll practice prepositions of time and do some agreeing and disagreeing phrases you might want to know when referring to given statements. But in this video only, we'll deal with vocabulary and parts of speech and reading practice. Okay, this is our warm-up activity, speaking. Think and answer the questions. Okay, so here's a photo of some of the famous people and well-known faces which are into sports. Okay, I suppose you know all of them: Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, Milorad. Okay, and the question is, who are the highest earning sportsmen and sportswomen in your country? Which sports do they compete in? Okay, so the highest earning sportsmen and sportswomen, be careful with plural versions of these nouns, and the sports they compete in. You compete in a sport, okay, or you compete in a championship, so you are a competitor in a competition. So the question is, who are the highest earning people, and do professional sportsmen and sportswomen deserve the money they earn, the money they make? American people prefer to say they make money. Okay, and is this a polite question to ask? Does anybody deserve the money they earn? Okay, and why not? Try to think of a proper response. What would you say to this question? And try to give evidence to support your opinion, right? And the last question in this speaking practice is, what motivates them to win a title, a match, or a race? Okay, so is the motivation money? Is the motivation the prize, the title, or something else? Okay, and think about words, title, match, race. Okay, another exercise says, which of these adjectives describe qualities needed to be successful in each of the sports related to the photos above? Add any other which you think is important. Okay, so this is a list of qualities given in adjectives needed to be successful. Okay, let's go through them quickly and try to find synonyms for these words. Try to give them meaning. Accurate means precise or exact. Okay, is this a quality needed to be successful, for example, in swimming? That's a cool question. Aggressive means to be violent or hostile, but not in sport, okay? If you're not hostile in sport, but certain level of aggressiveness, I suppose, is okay. Ambitious means pushy or hard, also can mean ambitious in sport. Arrogant, we've had this one before. Arrogant means self-important or conceited person. Next one, athletic, sporty person, okay, let's say fit. Then brave or courageous, okay, intimidated also. Determined, if you're determined, you are decisive, you're resolute, okay. Fair, being fair in sport. Which sport? Is this a quality needed? Okay, fair, to be just, let's say. Fit, healthy, ready, okay. Honest, frank, okay. Do you need to be, is this a quality needed in sport? Intelligent, you know this one? Clever, okay, let's say this is a synonym. And reliable, meaning trustworthy, also can mean authentic. But for sports, I suppose reliable is okay, especially if it's a team sport. It is a quality needed for a team sport to be reliable. So your colleagues, your team members can rely on you. Okay. So the task is to use the suffixes of these adjectives to form nouns, making any necessary spelling changes, and these suffixes are ian, ente, ante, re, ism, nest, ety. So basically we're using these words we dealt with a couple of seconds ago to make new words. So we're dealing with parts of speech by adding these suffixes. So from accurate, we get a noun, accuracy. This is a noun, okay? Accuracy. Then from aggressive, aggressiveness. Okay, pay attention to double G, double S here. Aggressiveness. Ambitious, ambitiousness. Okay, this is a noun. Arrogant, arrogancy. Also a noun. Athletic, athleticism. Okay, also a possible noun is athletics, but we do not have this suffix given here, so we're going to go with athleticism. Okay, brave, bravery, courage, bravery. Determined, determination. Fair, fairness. It's a noun, common suffix for noun. Fit, also with ness, fitness. Okay. Honest, H is not pronounced. Honesty. Intelligent, intelligence. And finally, reliable, reliability. Okay, this one's easy because whenever you have this able, we go with reliability, ability. Okay. The next one says underline the suffix used in these cases. Make a list of other nouns which end this way. So the words are given adulthood, friendship, actor, teacher, disagreement, justification, and occurrence. So I've done this one for you. In the first one, adulthood, we have the suffix hood, and here are the examples of more nouns ending in hood, like childhood, brotherhood, neighborhood, likelihood, motherhood. The second one, friendship, ends in ship, which is a common suffix as well. So this is a list of words ending in ship: companionship, leadership, ownership, membership. Okay. Next one is actor, okay, ending in or. So a list related to this one: doctor, ventilator, calculator, supervisor, elevator. Okay. Then we're dealing with teacher, ending in teacher, list for teacher, prisoner, builder, farmer, beeper, foreigner. Okay. Disagreement, ending in ment. So nouns ending in ment: government, management, payment, shipment, treatment. Justification, Asian. Pronunciation, investigation, civilization, vibration, registration. And finally, occurrence, ente, ens, presence, innocence, silence, confidence, experience. Okay, well done. And we're moving to an exercise related to the previous practice. Complete the sentences with a noun made from the word in brackets. Then discuss the statements in pairs, whether you probably agree or disagree. So the first one, this is, of course, part of speech in context. So the first one says participate. This is a verb, to participate. In a sporting competition is just as important as winning. So basically we need a noun. Participation or participating is also an option, is the correct answer. Child should be a time for playing games or playing with toys, not playing a sport competitively. Okay, so we're going to add hood and make childhood. Childhood should be a time for playing games. Okay. Number 3, sport, sponsor, should not come from tobacco companies. Sport, sponsorship is okay. Number 4, football support who get into trouble at matches should be banned for life. Football, we need a person. Supporters who get into trouble, also we made a noun. Okay. Top sports personalities have an verb to oblige, to behave well at all times. Top sports personalities have an, we need a noun, obligation to behave well at all times. Professional sportsmen and women who take drugs to enhance their performance should be banned for life. Okay, so this exercise is basically from your textbook, and the additional task for you would be to try to discuss the statements and try to disagree or agree with the statements. Okay, so should sports sponsorship come from tobacco companies, or should football supporters who get into trouble be banned for life? Okay, what do you feel about these statements, and try to express your feelings on these. So we're moving with reading and listening practice. The task says, read the text sports sheets and find out in which countries these sportsmen were born. Stella Walsh, Rose Ruiz, Tonya Harding. Looks like we're dealing with females here, Stella, Ruiz, Tonya, but the text says sportsman. Is this a mistake? Think about it. Some sports people are prepared to go to extraordinary lengths to win. They spend years training their bodies and perfecting their technique, only to discover that another sportsperson can perform better. And there's often nothing they can do about it, unless, that is, they cheat. Read the sports pages nowadays and you are bound sooner or later to see the world's performance-enhancing drugs. From the East German athletes of the 70s to the Canadian sprinter Ben Johnson in the Seoul Olympics to cyclists in the Tour de France, it seems that the world's top athlete and drugs can't stay apart. However, drugs are not a weapon of choice for all sports people who seek to gain an edge over their opponents. Here are the stories of 3 athletes who have resorted to more unusual methods of cheating. The sprinter. In the 1930s and 40s, Stella Walsh was one of the fastest women in the world. She was born Stanislawa Walasiewiczowa in Poland on the 3rd of April 1911. When she was 2 years old, her family emigrated to the US and settled in Cleveland, Ohio. At school and university, she excelled at sprinting, but as she was unable to get American citizenship, she represented Poland rather than the US at the Olympic Games. At the 1932 Games, She won the gold medal in the 100 meters, and 4 years later she won silver. Walsh continued to compete as an amateur until 1954, setting 20 world records and winning 41 amateur athletic union titles in sprinting, the long jump, and the discus. In recognition of her achievements, she was inducted into the U.S. Track and Field Hall of Fame in 1975. Tragically, she died 5 years later when she was caught in crossfire during an armed robbery in Cleveland. The autopsy surprised everyone by revealing that Walsh had the body of a man. The marathon runner. In the Boston Marathon, held on the 21st of April 1980, 23-year-old Rosa Ruiz, a Cuban-born runner from New York, crossed the finish line in the third fastest time ever recorded by a female competitor. The surprising thing was that when she went up to collect the winner's medal, the race officials noticed that she was barely sweating. The organizers of the race immediately became suspicious and started an investigation. They examined videotapes of the race and noticed that she didn't appear on them until near the end of the race. What is more, the course officials could find no evidence of Ruiz passing checkpoints on the 26-mile route, and fellow competitors could not recall her taking part in the race. Ruiz insisted that she had run the entire race, but a few spectators eventually came forward and testified that they had seen her join the race about a mile or half a mile from the finish line. It is assumed that she waited in the crowd and then sprinted to the finish line before proudly accepting the winner's medal. The skater. It was a story of one woman's unhealthy thirst for stardom. Tonya Harding had a tough childhood in an unstable family in her hometown of Portland, Oregon, USA. However, despite these difficulties, she was by the end of the 1980s one of America's top figure skaters, and in 1989 she came close to winning the US Figure Skating Championship. She finally achieved that goal in 1991, but she couldn't hold on to the title in the following year, and her career went to a decline. In 1994, Harding was in a heated battle with Nancy Kerrigan for the title she'd won 3 years before. But during practice for the championship, Kerrigan was hit in the leg and injured by a mysterious assailant. She had to pull out of the competition, and Harding was victorious again. However, Harding soon found herself in the middle of a criminal investigation into the attack on Kerrigan. Her ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, was convicted of the crime, but at his trial he claimed that Harding had been involved, which she later admitted was true, although she was never brought before a court. Harding was subsequently stripped of her national title and banned from amateur skating. We'll make a short break here and continue with the next session.